Hi everyone, I'm here through the portal to share my life review, and I wanted to start with, I decided to come through the portal to share a little something about me, but it's also quite interesting, how the portal works in a way of, as beings actually getting an opportunity to come through and speak within the portal at a moment in time that would be most needed or required for those who are, walking the process of understanding the question, who am I? And, reaching and living their utmost potential, but as well as for those who will at this point in time be becoming more aware, more self-aware, more life and living aware. So yes, from a certain perspective, I decided to come through, but also at the same time, it's like it's specific, on a process and existential level as well. And it's quite interesting how you start becoming aware of this relationship within yourself and between things, not only things but also life and existence and the phase and the time frame and that existence and humanity and everything that is here finds itself within. So you come to realize, like with me, I realized, yes, it was partly a decision that I made, to come through, but also on a deeper level, it's like I had been moved to be here, so it's like that equal relationship between a conscious level of myself and a very deep awareness level of myself. So, it's not to, in a way, also spiritualize anything, because, from a certain perspective, I could have decided not to come. And did that exist in me? Yes. Because I thought, what I wanted to speak about, is it really relevant? Is it important? Questioned it a bit, doubted myself. But then, within that, I was like, but my initial expression or experience was, let me come through and speak. And that's what I want to trust. So there was a moment where it could have gone either way. And that free choice does still exist, but with being here in this moment, I'm grateful that I did, because now it opened up, even just sharing with you the story of me coming through the portal could be something that you can take with you, in your own life and process. To always look at, especially when it comes to doing things for yourself, but for others as well. There's also so much more at work within that process and moment, right? Then, in having a look at the interesting moment that I faced in my transfer from life to death to myself, it's like this is actually the process of progression that you go through. And yes, from a certain perspective, it is a progress, but not to the potential that it can become. In other words, what us beings essentially want to share with people on Earth is that you don't need to go through life and actual death and then walking your life review to get to your real self. That's essentially what process is about, from consciousness to awareness, from the mind to the real self, to your core self, to your potential, to your relationship with life itself. At the moment, most of us are walking that process in these phases. We live on this earth, we die, we walk our life review, and then we, through our life review, get access to or connect with or realize our real self. And it's like kind of disheartening when you get to your life review and you're like, but I could have done all of this while I was alive and living on earth. And while I was alive and living on earth, why did I not just get my head together, get myself together, get my life together to to walk this process of just becoming more aware of my mind, my words, my actions. I mean, this is the most simplest point where any of you can start off with. We're not necessarily saying, look, dive into destiny or this process in everything that we are. If you feel more comfortable with self-forgiveness and voicing self-forgiveness or writing self-forgiveness, then give it a go. If you feel more comfortable with just becoming more aware of your thoughts and your emotions and breathing and slowing down and seeing what better way can you convey something or act on something or express something, then try that out. So it's also to allow yourself to explore what ways destiny presents to just assist and support with that process of becoming more mind aware, self-aware, physically aware, and life aware in general. So I mean, in this process of life, death, and self, this is the process. And you can walk that process in this lifetime, where you realize the life that you have lived has been consciousness pre-programmed. It's been mental, it's been mind, it's been energetic, it's not been your real self living. I mean, how could we ever really have lived if our self had not lived? But then the question is, who is that self and what is that self? Where is that self? And this is the very process that destiny walks, and that is naturally going to be emerging within human consciousness, whether in this life cycle or the next. It is inevitable that is going to happen. Our beingness, our real selves, had for aeons of time been slowly but surely ebbing and etching and carving its way through into consciousness, into awareness, to the point where, I mean, it's being seen, in humanity in various different ways, where people are already changing in thought and emotions and words and deeds in moments where they have a moment of introspection and self-reflection and surprisingly ask themselves, but wait, how can I do this better? How can I be better for me and for others? How can I, change this moment into the best outcome with everyone that's involved? And more individuals are taking responsibility for their minds, their words, their actions, their relationship to others. So there is a global awareness emerging. And it's not necessarily that any one movement or person or group throughout the history of humanity can take credit for it. Contribute to it, yes, possibly, may have, but this was an inevitability. I mean, our beingness, our real selves, our potential selves had always been here, was wanting to push through and get through and emerge. But there's one process that has been more evolved in the sense of emerging the beingness, the real self, the core self, that could see that so clearly and walk a process through the mind of having access to that, then bringing that forth into living and into creation. It's been the destiny process because of the portal and the access the portal has had into heaven and earth and all the multi-dimensions within existence that could so clearly for the first time see this process. So this is the main point that I wanted to share within this video, where we are at a time or phase within existence. There's so many individuals that can, really start walking this process in this lifetime, from life to death to self. What does death mean? Death simply means the death of your personalities, your pre-programming, and then the connection with your real self, your self-awareness, your beingness, to live that and walk that. That's where you really come alive and learn what it means to live. And that's something those of us who have died, unfortunately, will miss. We've only now got access to our real selves, our potential selves. But what it would ever really mean to live that opportunity for us is gone. Those who are still living and walking on this earth have got that opportunity to really experience for the first time and be the front runners who really for the first time can live and experience your real self, your utmost potential. And there are many of us who are here through the portal coming to assist and support you because that's what we would have wanted for us. You know, if I were on this earth, I know there already has been, but my life was lived in such a way where it was not the space or time in my existence. But there are many of you who are here, who are connecting with these videos and interviews and Destiny I process, who have got an opportunity of a lifetime. So I can't just say it to you, you've got to show it to yourself. So at least give it a go. You know, give self-forgiveness a go, give writing, give that process of being more aware of your thoughts and emotions. At least step into it and try it out. All right. Thank you very much.